faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. They say that I'm reckless because I'm relentless. They spit on my face and crush on my name and taking my life in vengeance. Yeah, you could try and blame us and try and take what's sacred, but we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. A fire was set in the dark. It's time that you know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. It doesn't matter if the world is mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. The sky is falling and the world is gone mad.
And welcome to Redemption Radio. I am your host, Devlin Scott. This is our first episode here on YouTube Live, so bear with us if there's any weird fucking issues. But joining me on the call today, he handles Gavin Grimes. What's up, Rob?
What up?
Thank you for sticking around and joining me on the call, trying to figure this fun shit out. So, we used to be on Mixlr, and Mixlr charges now, and it's $10 a month, which I wouldn't mind throwing $10 just to get it going, but nowhere could I find that you can cancel after just 1 month. Like, it looked like you had to, do a year contract, and fuck that. And then Aurora and I both were looking around from some other sites. The one site wasn't too bad, but it was a 15-minute streams. So every 15 minutes we would have to end the call and start again, dude.
That's fun.
15 as of hours weren't bad enough. But we got Court is in the chat. We got Mike is in the chat. I know Aurora was here a minute ago. I know Tillman was listening in. The chat is all right. It's hard to see everybody that's listening, unfortunately. So I'll do my best to check it out once in a while. It's a whole different screen. But yeah, so we're giving this a go and trying this out. I figured we would just take a little bit of time and discuss things here in Redemption, a little bit of West Coast Genesis, and then I'm going to go ahead and announce some more of the 2017 all-female invitational matches. So let's say we got Boston Drew is in there, so thank you. We have 7 people watching. It's pretty sweet. That said, we just had the results go up here a little bit ago. Did you happen to give them a quick read over at all, Rob?
Nope.
Alright, so I'm going to give a little bit of a rundown. I'm not going to read all the results. I'm just going to go over. This was our go-home show before WrestleForce, which is the biggest show of the year. We were in Montreal for Glory. Started off, Mark Storm is back. He had a match with Jack Tillman taking on John Blade and Alicia Hicks. The winning team would both be entered into the Rags to Riches 3 match at WrestleForce. Do you remember what Rags to Riches is, Rob?
Yeah, I do.
What did you? Is that something that? Were you in the match before? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I think I won.
Oh, that's right. You did win one of the riches, correct?
Yeah, I won one of them, and then my tag team partner in the next show lost the riches that they won.
Wait. So that was a loss for Gavin Grimes by technicality, right?
By technicality, even though I out-roleplayed my opponent. My partner, Kenzie Rydell, sucked dick for doing that.
Oh,
yeah, Mike,
Kenzie.
but then you lost. I see in the chat and saying I won too, but then he lost.
So for those that may not remember, or those that are new, the Rags to Riches is kind of our own take on a Feast or Fire or a Money in the Bank. Essentially, there is a briefcase on a pole on 3 of the corners of the ring. 2 of them contain future title shots, and one contains a dirty rag. Essentially, the first people to pull down those briefcases then are declared the winners. Later in the show, they will open those briefcases to reveal if they won one of the 2 title shots or if they won the dirty rag. And the nice little flip on this is 2 weeks later, on the first episode of Glory, we will then have a 2-on-1 match. The person that has the rag will face the 2 people that have the richest, and if they can pin one of them, they steal that title match. Now, if I do remember, it was Shelley Silver that pinned Kenzie. Am I correct in remembering that?
No,
Was it Jessica Jones?
Jessica Jones.
That's who it was. Okay. The way at that time it was graded is, this is where Rob got fucked over, is it wasn't judged a team versus one. It was the opponent versus each person individually, because essentially they were wrestling each individually is the way it was graded. So technically Gavin beat Jessica Jones, but Jessica Jones beat Kenzie Rydell, thus took her title shot. So
I lost even though I won.
that's correct. That is very correct.
Yeah.
I just wanted to screw over Gavin Grimes. That was my plan from the beginning.
And that was my only NGW loss.
That's correct.
That wasn't really a loss.
Yeah. Yeah, I said beat it. Shut up, Drew. Suck a dick. So, yeah, this is Rags to Riches 3, which we'll go over who's in the match then. So, in the end, Storm and Tillman both won and get entered into the Rags to Riches match, which I would imagine they would maybe try to work together, seeing as though that they are trying to form a bit of a tag team. After the match, they did kind of destroy Alicia Hicks, and Devlin came out and promised them a future tag team title shot, so that's in their back pocket. So we'll see Tillman and Mark Storm both show up in the Rags to Riches, and possibly later in the tag team division. If you want to jump in at any point, Rob, just say so. We had a backstage segment with Zaria and Martin. Again, two people that are in the Rags to Riches. They are a married couple and also have wrestled tag team matches together. So yet again, we have another tag team that's going to be in the match. Interested to see how that goes. The second match of the night, another Rags to Riches qualifier match. This one is a triple threat. Kayla Richards taking on Chuck Matthews and taking on Justin Harmony. Harmony and Matthews both making their debuts here. In the end, this was a pretty interesting ending. Let me pick it up here real quick. Okay. Matthews and Justin Harmony both were getting up to their feet. Matthews was the first up, with Justin Harmony up in front of him. Kayla Richards raised up to her feet and saw an opening. She charged forward looking for a V-trigger, a running bicycle knee strike. Justin ducked out of the way, but Chuck took the impact. From behind, Justin grabbed Kayla looking for a German suplex, but she blocked out of it, grabbed his head, and used... I don't know how to pronounce... Shira Nui. It's sliced bread number 2. Do you know how to pronounce that, Rob?
What?
It's Shira Nui? It's the actual name for sliced bread number 2.
I think it's just Shiranui, yeah.
Shiranui. Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was the same as sliced bread number 2. I had to do some research on that. I guess like the Selena Del Sol, which is Kalisto's version, is just the same thing, just in the middle of the ring. So I wasn't sure. So she hit sliced bread number 2, driving Harmony to the mat. 1, 2. Chuck tried to break it up, but he was too late. And 3. Kayla Richards got the win, and she is in the Rags to Riches 3 match. Then have a segment, and this is kind of an interesting segment here. We've had now for a few shows about a guy that claims to be yet another king. For those that don't know, we have the king of the heavyweights, Matthew Shields. For a short time, we had the king of redemption, Gray Malone, until he Gray Malone himself back out of the company. And then now we have this person that has been kind of taunting Matthew Shields now for weeks. He says essentially that he's a self-made man, started from the ground up. He came from nothing. He's built himself his own kind of legacy, and he's going to bring a new chapter to redemption. He's gone from his own rags to riches. He's been a nobody. He's been a legend. So now it's his time as we then fade to the WrestleForce logo. So it looks like the man that claims to be a king is going to be debuting at WrestleForce. Any guesses as to who that might be, Rob? I'm curious.
I have no idea.
No clue. Okay. I mean, obviously somebody that didn't like Shields. He didn't like Gray Malone for calling himself a king.
Must be me.
There you go. Yeah. Gavin's just gonna debut a second time. That's what it
Yes,
is.
I'm just gonna debut another time.
You know
Or
what?
I'm gonna debut Julian Savelle.
You know, Gavin should come out wearing just different clothes and pretend to be a whole different person. That would be hilarious.
I'm here for moral support.
Yeah, no, Rob's gonna discuss stuff. I just want to get through results. So, Rob's just kind of here to hang out, right, Rob?
Yep, I'm here to hang.
All right, next matchup was Anton Chase and Johnny Maverick. In the end, this was a pretty good match. Mel wrote this match. They had a suplex party for anybody who's interested in reading it. And all back to back, they had a snap suplex, a belly to back, a sit out suplex, a half and half suplex, a tiger suplex, and I think it's Saito. It's pronounced suplex or Saito suplex. But yeah, they put on a little suplex party. But in the end, Johnny Maverick was too much and beat Anton Chase for the win. We did have a segment with Mason and Trixie backstage, talking about the future of the Genesis division. Trixie saying that she was going to beat Blair Kavista, and then Mason said that he dominated the four-way match before, and there is no way in hell that he's going to lose if he gets a third opportunity to take the title. We then have a match with Kota and Martin Karloff. This was a match in which Zarya and Kota kind of made the match for Martin. And the best thing about this was 2 weeks ago at Glory is when Martin came up behind Chip Cooper and yelled boo. It was kind of funny. So, but this match goes on. In the end, Kota was too much. She actually won by referee stoppage. She had Rhapsody locked in. She hit Rhapsody and then hit in the blood choke submission. And before Martin could tap or faded, the referee just called the match, so Kota wins by stoppage. Yet another big win by Kota here. So far, I'm curious, your impressions of Kota as a wrestler, Rob. What are your thoughts?
I'm a big Kota fan. Probably the biggest Kota fan all day. I don't know. I think she's kind of. I like the character, how she kind of talks, and just she's kind of like a little. She's like intense though. Like when she gets in the ring. So I like the character a lot. She's probably becoming my favorite Mike character because since she doesn't talk a lot, she doesn't like flip flop and shit.
Right, yeah. And Mike and I have discussed a little bit in terms of Kota. I believe, I apologize if I'm misquoting him, but I believe he's kind of discussed that she may be on the spectrum. She kind of has this intensity and this focus, and almost not even on an antisocial sort of side to her, just that she doesn't understand or get other people. And then one thing about her language, if you watch, she never uses contractions. She speaks very properly and always just puts everything out there clearly and as articulate as possible. So
yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
Well, what you're saying about being on the spectrum, you're talking about. She's like, I think he said that she's slightly autistic.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
She's kind of like Sheldon from like I think he's supposed to be like slightly autistic from Big Bang Theory or whatever.
Exactly, almost like she just doesn't understand or get normal human emotion.
Yeah, so she's like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory.
Exactly,
basically.
There you go. Kota is our Sheldon.
Wrestler version. Yeah, she's wrestler version of Sheldon.
That is awesome. I like how if nothing else comes from the show, just that Kota is Sheldon for wrestling. That's good with you. I bet Mike would love that.
I think he does. I think that's why he did it.
We then go to a segment between Damon and Aurora. Things are heating up between them and the Young Cubs. It's Alex and Honey. Interesting thing that they pretty much can't stand Honey because she's so bubbly and she's what did they say? A candy factory or something like that. Said if they have to deal with her too much more, they're gonna get diabetes. Trying to see what the term was. I can't see it here, but something along the lines of she was a human candy store or human candy factory, something like that. And then just kind of how they have a sort of back and forth, the experience of Rebel Inc. taking on kind of the upstart that was the Young Cubs and how they kind of have The record's not the very best, but they've come along here in the last few weeks. We then see another backstage segment with Kayla and her sister Tasman. And I guess Tasman's going to be around the Redemption locker room a little bit. And I guess there's some feuding there. So it looks like that's going to be a little bit of a tease to something in the future. We then go to match number 5, a non-title match. Carolina O'Hara Burchill taking on Avery Miles III. For those that are not aware, Caroline is our new gen champion. Avery is facing Gavin at the pay-per-view WrestleForce, and he's been on a heel turn since Ultimate Resolve. In the end of this match, Avery picks up the win via some dirty tricks here. The ref actually kind of gets a little bit of distraction, and then Caroline O'Hara Burchill hits face first into the metal part of the turnbuckle that was exposed by Avery. He hits his finisher. He gets on the mic then. He says, "Gavin, 2 more weeks, I'm going to see you bleed. You're so full of yourself. You pretend to be this good guy, to be this guy that stands up for what's right, but you're a troll, a fucking troll. WrestleForce won't be a blip on your radar, but this won't be the ultimate realization for you. But for me, it's a little bit of my own redemption for the way you've come at me in the past, for the way you've treated others, for that ego you carry. And this is about me, Gavin. This is about me." And it's kind of ironic that, Avery talks about how Gavin is egotistical, but if anything, it's all about, he clearly said it, it's about him. So, is Avery not the troll now, Rob?
Yeah, he's been trolling Gavin. He's the troll now, the troll toll.
He's been going at Raven, he's been going at Xavier, he's been going at a lot of people on Twitter here lately, so...
Yep, and then he's gonna reboot after I kill him.
That's true. Oh, you're not gonna kill him.
I'm gonna murder this Avery, and then he's gonna come back reincarnated from and it's gonna be reincarnated version of Avery 3 years ago. That's the story that I made up just now.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. No, ego, not eagle. Fuck you, Drew.
Eagle.
No, not eagle. Ego. E-G-O. Shut up. God. And the baby Avery? God.
Oh yeah, baby Groot, baby Avery. There you go.
Jeez. I think the best thing about these shows, half the time we do the shows, is just for people to fucking just make fun of the way I talk here. You know what? Fuck the Celtics. Shut up, Drew. The chat's always the best part. We then see a backstage segment here with Devlin and Honey. Honey being worried about it if she becomes a tag team champion at WrestleForce. Other teams be coming at her, kind of showing how she has been maturing here since she's been in Redemption. We then have Honey versus Aurora Graves. I recommend reading this match. It was a great back and forth. In the end, we get a huge upset, and Honey beats Aurora Graves with a 1-2-3 as she makes the cover. So going into WrestleForce, already we have Honey beating Aurora, getting some momentum. We then see a backstage segment. This time it's Trixie and Alex. Alex getting ready for his match. Trixie getting ready for her Genesis rematch against Blair Kavista. We then have match number 7, Alex Aurelio taking on Damon Graves. So the other two members of Rebel Inc. and the Young Cubs taking each other on. And in the end, this is a big back and forth. We see the speed and the quickness of Alex taking on kind of the power and strength that is Damon Graves. And in the end, we have yet another upset. Alex defeats Damon. It was a really good one. He hit Fall from Heavens, a double rotation moonsault. I believe that's the first time I've had him hit that move. Alex is kind of... Damon pointed out that Alex has yet to win a singles match in Redemption. All of his wins have been tag team, and this is his first singles match. It was a bigly win. Alex's handler is a dashing young man. I think he's very good looking, so thank you. I appreciate that, Mike. We then see a segment with Chuck Matthews. We're hearing one side of a conversation saying that his match earlier didn't match, it was nothing important, meaningless, and that we don't expect him to develop his reputation here in Redemption overnight. But good, things are on the rise for Chuck Matthews. You have a little more experience with Chuck. Do you maybe want to say a few things about him? Maybe let people know who Chuck Matthews is?
All right. So Chuck Matthews always has a plan. Sometimes it's not the best plan. Like, it's just curveball. I'll tell you a story. So, like, in Inferno, when we were doing the Drew's gonna hate. Yeah, Drew hates this. So he already said fuck Chuck. So in Inferno, we had this big round robin tournament where you had to be beaten twice to be eliminated, and there was like 4 different brackets of 4 people. And basically at the semifinals, it was Ashley Jericho versus Chuck Matthews. But the whole time, like, Chuck Matthews told everyone, he's like, I'm just gonna throw this thing at the end. And when he got to Ashley, like, even like in his role play, he just like threw the match. So he like threw it in the role play, so he like wasn't lying. And so like Drew, like that made Drew pretty bad. Like I know he's salty OC still about that.
Nice.
But
like how was the role play? Like
his role play wasn't good. Like he said he was gonna throw it, and all his role plays all season long were really good. And then he knew he was getting Drew was on fire as Ashley, and so he just like straight threw it. And, like OOC he fucking threw it. And and so, but the great thing though is like Chuck Matthews is like actually like how he says he's the smartest man in wrestling. Like that's like a legit thing. Like the character, like Mike knows more about Chuck than I do. Like if Mike was on here, he'd be able to give more examples. But Chuck's always up to like something. He's got some big master plan, and so the handler's pretty smart when it comes to coming up with stuff and stories and stuff. So I expect something really good when it comes to Chuck Matthews. Like picking him up is like pretty big deal in my mind. I mean, I was excited about picking him up in at Society, then I closed. So
okay, yeah.
Sad days.
I do hope that Chuck steps it up though. He did a segment and roleplayed, and that was it. No off camera, no, not a lot of tweeting. I hope he steps his game up though. He's got some challenges, some big challengers here. People like Kayla Richards are racking up some points. I mean, you're racking up points as Gavin, obviously. And I know we got some big hitters on the way. WrestleForce is going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest pay-per-view that I have done. NGW, IPW, Alpha Rising, Redemption. It's going to be the biggest pay-per-view I've done, period. So, AJ, who handles Kayla Richards, just tweeted, quoting Chuck Matthews, says, Chuck Matthews is the man with a plan. It's not always the best plan. And he said, fucking quote-tastic. So... yeah, Coda's done really well in terms of points, so let's see. Oh, Jack Tillman, Chris Constantine is in the chat. Oh, Flex in the chat. What's up, Flex? Flex handles Yujiro Fujiwara. That's a fucking mouthful. What's up, everybody? Glad of having you all in the chat. Appreciate it. We got 12 people. I guess they see, watching. Technically, it's listening, but... yeah, let's see, we have Tillman, Court, who handles Blair, Drew, who does handle Ashley Grimes, who was in NGW previously, Flex, who handles Yuji, Mike, who handles Coda, Kenzie, and Cass, and then Rob, obviously, here, who handles Gavin Grimes, among so many various other characters. Who do you handle, by the way, these days? Julian, Gavin, Aiden...
Julian Savell, let's use the first names. Aiden Moreau, Julian Savell, Chris Knight, Gavin Grimes, Ryan, the Callahans that are me are Ryan Callahan, Sean Callahan, and Liam Callahan. And, and then, Donovan Keene, who else? Jay Gallagher, Jensen Idol.
Oh, I've heard about Jensen. You haven't done much with him lately, have you?
Nah, I've been trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know Carly took a run at Austin the one day as Viv or whatever, and I stayed the fuck away from that. I was teasing her about does she run any baby faces. So you said she does run baby faces. I'm interested to see because she runs fucking great heels.
She runs baby faces.
Yeah, I mean, her heels are up there with you and Greg. They're like they're virtually so hard to defeat on Twitter. It just always fire they're throwing. All right, we get into the next match. Gavin Grimes taking on Mason Moore. Gavin having the match with Avery coming up at the end of the match. Avery does come out to distract Gavin, and for a split second it doesn't work as he jumps the barricade. It screams at Gavin. Gavin looks over at Avery. He charges Adam and super kicks Avery off of the apron. Mason then rolls Gavin up from behind with a schoolboy pin, uses the ropes for a little bit of leverage, and gets the 3 count, and steals a huge win here over Gavin Grimes. In the end, Gavin ends up hitting a low blow to Mason just because he's pissed off, and ends up nailing the crowning on Mason. Let's see here. Then Gavin hits a second super kick. Gavin gets on the mic and says, "You think this is a fucking game, Miles? You think I'm going to let you end your time here in redemption with a win over me? At WrestleForce, you're going to realize that you brought this little monster out of me. You cost me tonight, but you know what? The bigger picture is you and that everlasting legacy you want to leave behind. You want to make this personal because of how hard I came at you before, because how much I was right about you last year. I told the world you were a bully, and look at you, motherfucker. You proved me right, and now since I've exposed you for who you are, I'm going to dispose of you. WrestleForce isn't your revenge or your day of retribution. It's your day of reckoning. I'm going to end you. I'll see you then." So, great match there. I recommend checking that out. Definitely like that. AJ, who is in the chat, what's up, AJ? He handles Kayla Richards, Alex Jones, among others.
Gay.
Which Alex Jones is on the waiting list now. So it's only a matter of time before he joins the ranks. Like I said, we got some big people on the horizon here. So
Can't wait to beat Alex Jones.
Wow. We then go ahead and see another segment. Yet another person that's looking to make their debut here at WrestleForce. We'll see how this ends up going. Somebody that wants to stand tall with the rest of the roster. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to have at least 2 people making debuts here at WrestleForce. We then go to the match number 9, Yuji versus Zarya Karloff. A match of 2 faces here. A great back and forth. A couple of times Zarya was close to having Yuji. She had him in her submission, the Angelic Clutch, a Fujiwara armbar, which is kind of funny that it's his last name as well. But in the end, Yuji was too much for her. He hit Rules of the Players Club, Sister Abigail, and finished her off with Champagne Dreams, a running Liger Bomb, as he pinned her for the 3, getting a big, much-needed win for momentum heading into WrestleForce. Let's see here. We then have a quick little segment where Shields comes out with his trumpeter and says that his match against the Jew Blazer is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match in preparation for his match at WrestleForce, which is a 2 out of 3 falls match against Yuji. And just as he's about to kiss Kayla after the bell rang, Blazer rolled him up and got a quick 3 count for the first fall. But in the end, unfortunately, Shields stole the win and won the match here over Blazer. So Shields as well gets a win leading into WrestleForce. So I'm going to put you on the spot right now, Rob. You have Matthew Shields, you have Yujiro Fujiwara, and a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Shields has been the heavyweight champion since the title was fought for, has not lost it, has defended it, but as of lately, it seems to be that his mental state maybe is coming a little bit of apart. Is this the chance for Yuji to take the title?
Yeah, man. I mean, Yujiro, he's hot since he won that Global Cup. You know.
Yeah, definitely. That was a definitely a very good cup. Some big names fell early in that cup.
Yeah. So I think that's a big deal. So I think he's just looking to add to his accolades and win that heavyweight title.
Definitely. And then at Ultimate Resolve, he did fight for the title and was cheated out of his win, unfortunately. So this is kind of a last chance effort for him.
I guess you could say it's redemption.
Oh, dun dun dun! Look at you.
Yeah, I got it.
This guy gets it. He gets it. He's laughing. We then see a segment. Shout out to Juliana Di Maria. She's in West Coast Genesis, creating a YouTube account for just this and sneaking into the chat. Thank you for joining in, listening in. We're just going over some redemption stuff. We'll get to some West Coast Genesis stuff, and then some AFI 2017, the all-female invitational, not the band, because I know Mike's gonna make that. Alright, so then we see a quick little segment here. Going into WrestleForce, Jeremy Starling, our Young Lions champion, does not have a match. Neither does Caroline, who is our New Gen champion. And they kind of had a little bit of back and forth in terms of who's a better champion. Jeremy was not booked on the show, but was on the phone with Devlin as Caroline walked in this office. They kind of had some back and forth. And in the end, we're having a non-title champion versus champion match. Caroline versus Jeremy, and the caveat to this is that the winner of the match gets to name someone to face the loser at the first episode of Glory after WrestleForce for them to defend their title. So, if we see Caroline beat Jeremy, she'll name Jeremy's opponent for Glory. If we see Jeremy beat Caroline, Jeremy gets to name an opponent for Caroline. So, that'll be kind of interesting. That's a nice little spin on a champ versus champ match that's a non-title. What do you think about that, Rob?
I don't know, man. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, that's fair. Thanks. I appreciate it.
I thought we were done.
You thought we were done?
What did I miss?
Wow. You thought we were done? Well, then why are you on the call then?
No, I thought the results were done.
No, we're not done yet. Son?
Oh, I thought the Shields was the main event.
No, that's a semi, sir. The Genesis Championship was the main event. Yeah, no, it was Caroline versus Jeremy as a non-title champ versus champ match, and the winner gets to pick an opponent for the loser to defend their title after WrestleForce, the first Glory. So if Caroline beats Jeremy, she names an opponent for him. If Jeremy beats Caroline, he names an opponent for her.
I got it.
So what do you think about that in terms of a non-title champ versus champ match? I'm not sure that I've seen it that way before.
You should have. I don't know. That's kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
I don't know.
You're a man of many words.
I mean, you could have done I don't know, add like a third person. I don't know. It's hard, but I would have liked to seen because you do stuff like this with Angle Feds, add like a third person and just go like Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, and who was it? Kurt Angle. I mean, Kurt Angle had like 2 belts, and then Benoit picked up the first pin and won the Intercontinental title, and then Jericho picked up the second and won the European title.
I don't think I was watching wrestling at that point. I did not know that was a thing. That's a 2 belts defended and a triple threat or a fatal 4-way.
It was a triple, yeah. And then there's a pinfall for each belt.
Right. I kind of like that. Yeah, that's something I might have to work into a future one. I appreciate that.
Yeah. That was at WrestleMania, and it's a really good match, so you should probably watch that sometime.
I appreciate you paying attention, Mike. Jeez. And AJ just called you a pleb.
It's okay. I am.
I mean, yeah, AJ. This is something I would like to try to do on a monthly basis, just to kind of get on here and do it. I honestly miss doing it. My schedule fucking sucks at this point. Oh, Jonathan Drake, what's up? Yet another guy that's on the waiting list to get into one of the 2 feds. So, thanks for all for listening. Yeah, I kind of miss doing this. I know Aurora's been bugging me to do it. Court's kind of been bugging me to do it. I know you, Rob, have mentioned it a few times. So, it's something I try to do monthly. I work fucking 52 hours a month. It's just a pain in the dick, so... But I got some time today, so... My goal is to do one after WrestleForce, hopefully, as well, so...
I'll do it.
Yeah. Juliana, I don't know if you wanted me to say who that was, so I didn't really say that.
Wait, who is it? Let's tell us all.
I mean, I know who it is, obviously.
I want to know.
That's up to him to disclose. So, alright, so then we have the main event. Blair, I didn't fix it on here, I apologize. Blair Kavista taking on Trixie in a Genesis Championship match. For those that didn't remember, 2 weeks ago, it was a fatal 4-way for the vacant Genesis match. Trixie had Kayla locked into a submission, but before she could tap out, Blair was able to pick up the pin over Mason, if I remember this. In the end, let's see. Both ladies reach out to the ropes and pull themselves up. Trixie looks for a spicy super kick, but Blair ducks out of it. Trixie is unbalanced as Blair manages to pop back up. She grabs Trixie looking for Blair Express, the Unprettier, but Trixie's able to roll out of it. Trixie plants on a leg and catches the leg of Blair with a side kick. Down to one knee, Trixie hits a spicy super kick, planting Blair on her face. Trixie flips Blair up and hooks both legs for pinfall as the referee slides into place near Blair's head. 1, 2. Trixie then uses the tights of Blair to hold her for the pin as Blair tries to kick out. But 3. And Trixie stole the win. Our new Genesis champion, Trixie, who now becomes a 2-time Genesis champion and our first 2-time champion in Redemption Wrestling. So that's very interested.
I'm interested.
If it's not about fucking Gavin, you pretty much don't give a shit, do you?
I love Trixie, and we talk all the time, and I'm really happy for her.
Yeah,
she's the best.
She has quite a few titles, but she's in like a billion different feds. After the match, Blair's not very happy. She says, "What kind of fuckery do you want your champs to be known for, Devlin?" I love the word fuckery. But she kind of challenges Trixie through Devlin. And she wants a last woman standing match at WrestleForce for the title, and Devlin grants it. So we're going to have our second ever last woman standing match, which I believe Kenzie was in the first one.
Yeah, she fought against. That wasn't a woman. That was her against. That was like a last person. That was against Xavier LaRoe. That was against Xavier.
Oh, that's right. There was a last woman standing before. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure who. But, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and go over the WrestleForce card. And I'll do this real quick. This is kind of cool. For those that are watching on the YouTube, this might change. Let's see. Hold on. I'm still learning this, so I apologize. Media file. Oh, there we go. That's what I like. Yeah. Let's make this shit bigger. I'm still figuring this out. Here we go. There's the poster or the logo for WrestleForce, and I was kind of happy with the way it came out. Got WrestleForce in there with some of the pictures of some of the matches, and the pictures is Shields and Yuji, Trixie and Blair, Avery and Gavin, and then on Force we have the faces of Rebel Inc. and the Young Cubs. So, we have the opening match is a last chance Rags to Riches qualifier match. We have 4 people that did not qualify for the Rags to Riches match. We have Chuck Matthews taking on Justin Harmony, taking on John fucking Blade, taking on Alicia Hicks. How did I put graphics up there? It's because I'm using Voodoo Magic. It's because I'm using XSplit Broadcaster. It's how I do it. It's just the way it's supposed to be. Ruby Rose is in the chat. What's up, Ruby? Thanks for joining us. So the winner there then goes on to later in the night for the Rags to Riches qualifier match. We then have Johnny Maverick taking on Danny Hall. This has been a long time coming feud back and forth between the two of them. We'll see if Maverick can settle things with Hall, or if Hall can get his revenge on Maverick. We then go to the third match, Gavin Grimes taking on Avery Miles. Again, yet another feud. This could potentially be the match of the night, and it's the third match on the card. That's how stacked this card is.
What?
What?
Third?
Yeah?
Oh my god. We're gonna have to talk after this call.
God. We then have the fourth match. This is a no disqualification, false count anywhere. Mason Moore taking on Coda. Both had qualified for Rags to Riches, but found themselves busting through Devlin's wall or door. I can't remember. And ended up getting themselves removed from that. So they face each other now in this no DQ, false count anywhere match. The fifth match of the night is a non-title champion versus champion match. Caroline O'Hara Burchill taking on Jeremy Starling. The sixth match of the night is Trixie defending her Redemption Genesis Championship against Blair Kavista in that last woman standing match. Match number 7 is the Redemption Tag Team Championship. Rebel Inc., Damon and Aurora taking on the Young Cubs, Alex and Honey. We have the semi-main event, which is the Rags to Riches 3 match. The people that have qualified for this match are R.C. Tucker, the Jew Blazer, Martin Karloff, Zarya Karloff, Anton Chase, Jack Tillman, Mark Storm, Kayla Richards, and as we saw from yesterday during the week at the house shows, West Coast Genesis wrestler Rachel Redding won a shot into this match, so she takes part in this match as well. And then finally in the main event, best 2 out of 3 falls, Matt Shields versus Yujiro Fujiwara. So yeah, I didn't say whore. I didn't. What? You guys in this chat are always fucking just harping on what the fuck I say. Mel. Do you want to be added to the call, Mel? Is that what you're trying to do? I got too many goddamn screens up. You still with me, Rob?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
muted so I can type.
Fair enough. All right, so why don't you? Once we can, I think Mel's gonna get on here. Let me see if I can add her to the call.
Oh, Mel.
Yeah, Mel. Gross, right? Grody. Ugh, grody.
I'm just kidding. Mel's great.
I know.
She's fantastic.
No, I think she removed me before and she was mad at me, so I don't think she has me.
She said Skype fucked up. She didn't say she removed you.
No, I don't see her on my fucking contact list.
I don't know.
Maybe, hold on. Oh no, there she is. She's offline. Well, damn it, Mel, get back online, son of a.
It says on my Skype she's online.
Oh, she has to re-request me. Yeah, she removed me because she don't like.
I wonder if I can add her. Should I add her?
Yeah,
You think I can?
Yeah, see if you can add her.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's adding her.
There you go.
Yeah. Hello, Mel. Hello. Can you hear her, Rob?
I don't hear Mel.
Wait. Oh, I heard something. Uh-oh.
Skype's fucking up.
Oh, there we go. There we go. We got her.
Wonder if they can hear us still.
All right.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Mel? Yeah, you have to re-add me to Skype. You apparently removed me.
No, Skype's been screwing up lately. I've
Sure.
been like, what the
Nope.
hell?
You're like, fuck.
Okay.
Fuck Steve and fuck that Avery guy. That's what you said. So we just went over the new card.
That's been a long time, though.
Did you hear the card?
There we go. I just made it in for it, yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do is, you guys both want to give your predictions on the matches, then, and then you guys in the chat want to go ahead and type out what your predictions are, just for fun. We'll see what everybody thinks. So, the opening match is the Last Chance Rags to Riches qualifier. Whoever wins this match will be added to the Rags to Riches 3 match. We have Chuck Matthews, Justin Harmony, John Blade, and Alicia Hicks.
Chuck Matthews.
Okay, Mel.
I'd have to say the same thing, Chuck Matthews. I'm actually kind of surprised that Alicia's still going after what happened.
He and Blade obviously handles Hicks. He usually drops her and gets bored with her. He hasn't dropped her yet, so yeah. John fucking Blade is a common win there. I would love Blade to win that, so we'll see what happens. Match 2, Johnny Maverick taking on Danny Hall. Rob?
Johnny Maverick.
Okay. Mel?
I have been behind Alan for a very long time, so Johnny Maverick for sure.
Yeah, and I really hate Danny Hall.
Everybody seems to hate Danny Hall. For those that don't know, Alan handles Johnny Maverick, he handles Ronnie North, he handles the Jew Blazer, and he handles Martin Karloff. All very distinct characters, and I mean, he's just such a good writer when he has the time.
Yeah, he's okay.
Looks like we have everybody's yelling out Maverick except for Flex. Flex is saying Danny Hall, so we have one lone gunman there. Match 3, Gavin Grimes taking on Avery Miles III. We'll go with Mel. What do you think? Who's going to win this one?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
Let's
I
see
don't
who
want to say one or the other, because then you guys would get mad at me either way.
Let's see who I'm blocking off of Facebook and Twitter right now.
Oh, that's mean. That's so mean.
Let's see. We got
Drew said to Avery Miles, "You know you're a liar. You handle Ashley, you little bitch. Don't be saying that."
Yeah, it looks like Grimes is a resounding name in the chat. AJ, Avery, because fuck Gavin Grimes. Avery and AJ kind of and Alex have this weird, like, love-hate relationship. Like, a double disqualification by Juliana. That's an interesting guess.
Wait, did you say is there a stip to the match?
There is not. We never decided on one.
Oh, well, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm sure we can work something in. That'd be fun.
I mean, I'm gonna write it anyway, so.
Right, yeah. I mean, we can write a segment at the beginning of the match, so.
You guys have 2 weeks to think about it, so there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'll write it last minute.
You always fucking do. Yeah, just so anybody knows, I'm writing the Rags to Riches match. I doubt anybody would want to write that, but I always like having fun with that, so. We then go to no DQ false count anywhere. Mason versus Coda. This has been a long time coming. So what's gonna happen here? We'll go with Mel first. Mason or Coda?
It's been pretty back and forth with the two of them lately, but I am actually gonna go with Coda.
All right, with Coda. I know where Rob's going. He already said who one of his favorites is, but we'll go ahead and listen to Rob.
Man, this is really tough, but I think I'm gonna go with Coda.
All right. In the chat, Court says Coda. Ruby Rose says Mason. Tillman says Coda. Graves says Coda. AJ says Coda versus Dirty Steroid Syringe.
What?
Drew says Coda. Juliana says Coda. And Flex says Coda. Wow, Coda with some big things to live up to here. Mike, don't fuck it up and have Coda arrive drunk like Kenzie did. Oh, I had to go there. Fucking over Avery.
Under pressure.
We got the next match is the non-title champ versus champ. Caroline O'Hara Burchill taking on Jeremy Starling. The winner names a contender someone to face them for the belt at the First Glory after WrestleForce. What do you think, Mel? Caroline and Jeremy.
I'm gonna go with Caroline for sure. She's really freaking good.
She is. I do quite enjoy that character. Rob?
We go with Caroline because I don't like Jeremy Starling or whatever.
Do you like?
Oh gee, I wonder.
Do you not like him as much as Courtney Leinert doesn't like him?
I really don't like Courtney Leinert.
Okay, well,
she's an idiot.
I don't know if you knew, but she OOC'd one against Jeremy Starling and said how he's a terrible role player, and I'm like, you know, it's an angled Fed, right? Like, but so what? I'm like, no.
I just don't like the character.
Oh, well, fair enough. But yeah,
Not the role plays. I'm not going.
How do you
Oh,
guys
Steve going against him. I just don't like Jeremy Starling.
Pronounce her last name?
what's that?
Starling.
Starling?
How do you pronounce her last name?
Oh, Leinert?
No, the other girl.
Oh, O'Hara?
Really?
Burchell?
I always. No, Courtney's character, Courtney Leonard. Leonard? I always said
Leinert.
Leonard. I don't know.
No, it's Leinert.
Really?
Yeah, there
That's weird.
used to be a quarterback named Matt Leinart. That's why I know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh.
It's
Right? Yeah, that's why I figured Rob was going too. Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I did mention fake Carmella. Yes, and yes, no. Flex is exactly right. Burchell, great writer. I know a couple weeks she's had kind of weeks where she didn't do a lot now, and her stuff wasn't very long. But when she has the time, her stuff is really great, and she's almost. I see her as a heel version of Avery when Avery was starting out. When Avery was talking about having. Kind of this legacy to fulfill and kind of trying to do whatever he can to become the best. Caroline's kind of a heel version of him, and she's almost like likable as a heel. And I really and definitely enjoy her stuff. So then we move to the Genesis Championship match, Trixie versus Blair Kavista. Blair is trying to get her title back to become the second ever two-time champion, whereas Trixie's trying to have a overcome win over Blair, and this is a last woman standing match. Rob, thoughts?
I don't want to say anything because I don't want Court to be mad.
Mel?
Hell hath no fury like Blair Kavista scorn.
That's-
She's going at it and she's
that's
gonna win
true.
it.
I've
Fine,
said
Trixie's gonna win.
Damn!
I like both of them. I write with Trixie, but I've talked to Court before. I mean, to this, I've said this to Court before, and she knows it. I'm secretly a huge Blair fan. Her character is amazing, and again, she's one of those heels that you want to root for big time. And no matter how despisable she can be, like she fucking hates Devlin, but she's just so lovable as a heel. So, okay, Flex said he's
I
checked
chose
out.
Blair.
Flex said he's checked out Caroline's stuff from RP Feds, and she's wonderful. Yeah, I bet she's. Caroline's probably when she's motivated, and I mean, the thing about Angle Feds, it's so hard to be motivated sometimes. So I get that, and that's kind of why I went the way of the points. So there's less focus necessarily on just having a role play. You know, it gives people different avenues. I mean, just for being active on Twitter, you can get a point. For having off-camera CD stuff, which has nothing to do with the match, you can get a point. For if you want to decide to write a match or a segment, you can get some points. So that's kind of why I went the way of the points. And that I do have that question. If you are in the chat, you can go ahead and throw out an answer as well. Rob, what are your thoughts on the point system?
I mean, it's different. I mean, I like it. I mean, I like role playing as Gavin, so I mean, it gives me the option to do that and not just be like a lazy bastard. So, yeah. I mean, I posted 2 things. I coded them really late, but I got them up before the deadline.
What about you, Mel? What are your thoughts kind of on it?
It's very different from what I'm used to from Angle Feds. I've been in Angle Feds for about, I think, a few years. No, 2 to 3 maybe. I like it though. It definitely helps to make sure that no one's going to be complacent. Like there's a lot to do and there's a lot of opportunities to grow. So it's nice.
Definitely. Now, kind of the way I try to gauge some sort of activity at the beginning, but the problem was certain people, and I'm not going to name names or get on any sort of soapbox, but some people were putting up 100, 200, 300 word role plays, which at the time was completely fine because there's Angle Fed, you were involved, and then that's fine. But I think it's good to reward those that want to do more, and honestly, this show I had to write 2 matches, which was great for me. But and I really enjoyed that. I didn't have to write as much, and it's not a matter of that I don't want to write. I don't mind writing, but it helps to take some off of my plates. I don't mind having to write 7 or 8 matches sometimes, but once again, if I have a week where I write 2 or 3 matches, it's kind of sweet. So, let's see here. Mike likes it. Jonathan Drake says he likes it a lot. Tillman says he loves it. Juliana enjoys it. AJ says he loves the point system. He always puts an effort with feds. He used to write down whole shows, so this whole thing works for him. He loves seeing reward for the effort. Yeah, Tillman, yeah, I mean, not everybody's up for writing matches, but I mean, if you do 2 good segments, that's the same amount of points as a match. So I think, I mean, obviously writing matches is a little more difficult and requires a little more, so those that do it, I really appreciate it. But, I mean, there's plenty of ways to get points. Let's see. Mike, no worries. Yeah, Rob, I mean, I wrote a lot of the, even before you, I wrote all of the NGW stuff. When you came in, you would take a match, Drew would take a match, so I was, in there, obviously. Mike, yeah, I mean, you can do the off-camera stuff, you know that. Rob, no, you can't do 4 segs every show. Okay. Okay, so that gives a good kind of thought to everybody. We then go to the Tag Team Championship match, Rebel Inc. versus the Young Cubs. And remember, both Alex and Honey had big upset wins at Glory going into this. They have the momentum on their side. We'll go with Rob. What are your thoughts on this match?
Sorry, I was muted.
No problem.
Which, you say the tag match?
Yeah.
I mean, Honey and Alex, they're pretty good, but they're not Rebel Inc.
What about
So-
what about the momentum they got going?
Well, momentum is from it's whatever. Sometimes team will pick up momentum and then they'll get a little cocky with it, and then they'll lose. They'll lose the momentum because of it.
Okay.
You gotta stay motivated, and I think Rebel Inc. is always motivated. They don't need momentum. They're fucking Rebel Inc.
All right, Mel, your thoughts.
I'd have to kind of add in with what Rob said. And when you're winning matches, sometimes you can get complacent, and you start to kind of lose the motivation just because of the fact that you're winning, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't have to worry so much. I think it's going to be a close one, but considering how the tag team division has been going, I'd say Rebel Inc.
Okay. Yeah, the tag team division has kind of fallen apart a little bit after people have left, like Zach Knight, because he was teaming with Starling. We had the Black Light District. Ronnie North went down with an injury. Daisy Rose is out being pregnant. But we have the Karloffs have kind of teamed up some. We've seen now that Tillman and Storm are kind of a team. Blade and Hicks are there as a team, obviously. So it'd be interesting, and who knows? We might have, coming out of WrestleForce, we might have some more, matchups and stuff. We've also seen Coda and Starling team up before, and they're a pretty solid team as well. In the chat, let's see. Juliana says going with the upset Young Cubs. Mike says the Young Cubs, to be honest. Tillman says Rebel Inc. Got some story ideas with them. AJ says Rebel Inc. Everyone knows I'm an Aurora Mark. Yeah, I mean, Aurora and Damon both are great characters. I definitely have. I've always enjoyed them. I'm glad they decided to join Redemption here, and I think Aurora and Damon benefit big time. Bigly, I'm gonna say bigly from the ability to write segments, get points for off-camera stuff. Obviously, that reflects in the points. Aurora is always one of the top ones. So Flex also says Rebel Inc. All right, here's the big match. Rags to Riches 3. You get to pick 3 people from that. We have Tucker, Blazer, Karloff, Zaria Karloff, Anton Chase, Jack Tillman, Mark Storm, Kayla Richards, and Rachel Redding have all been announced. Notice I have said all have been announced, because we also have potentially, I believe Mel and Robbie both said Chuck Matthews, so if Chuck Matthews does win, he would then also be in the match. So we'll start with Rob. Your thoughts on the 3 people?
For my top, I'm probably going to take the top rag. We'll go to Tillman. And then I think Chuck's going to win that first match in surprise, and he'll get that second rag.
Oh, wow.
And
a double win. Okay.
Yeah, and then the riches. Then the third rag. The third thing's a rag.
Right.
So then the rag will go to... who else is there?
We have Tucker, Blazer, both Karloffs, Chase, Storm, Kayla Richards, and Rachel Redding.
Shit. I think I think there's gonna be like a surprise in this, so I'm gonna go with Rachel Redding. I really like that character.
Okay, cool. Mel, your thoughts?
Oh, it's gonna be so tough. I have not been in that big of a match in a long time, so I'm like, oh shit.
I love
Yeah,
writing the
fine.
Rags and Riches match. It's such a fun match to write.
Maybe you could explain it to everybody again how it works,
Okay, yeah, we do.
just to
We do.
kind of get everybody caught up on it.
Okay, we do have quite a few people in the chat. It's a good idea. So the Rags and Riches, this is the Rags and Riches 3. Essentially, there's 3 briefcases hanging up, one from one of the 3 corners of the ring. The fourth one is just a blank corner, obviously. Essentially, this match starts off, everybody's inside of the ring, bell rings, and once you pull a briefcase down, you are then out of the match, and you will open the briefcase after the match to see what you have won. 2 of the briefcases are riches. They will be championship matches or title shots. This is kind of like our own Feast or Fire or Money in the Bank sort of offshoot. The third briefcase will contain a dirty rag. And in 2 weeks after WrestleForce, the first Glory after that will be a 2-on-1 match. The one person with the rag will be facing the 2 people with the riches. And it'll be a 2-on-1 handicap match, and if the one person with the rag can pin either of the 2 people with the riches, it is a tag match for the 2 people with the riches. So if they can tag whoever the legal person is inside of the ring at the time, they then steal their riches. So for example, say it is... we'll just go with Kayla Richards and Jack Tillman. If they are the 2 people with the riches, and Rachel Redding has the rag. If Rachel can manage to pin Jack Tillman inside of the ring, whatever title shot Jack Tillman earned, he then loses, and then Rachel Redding then takes. Now those are just hypotheticals, obviously, and if I'm being completely honest, as of right now, I've only planned 1 winner of the 3 potential winners, so even I don't know who's going to win right now. I'm going to see how some of the role-playing goes and how the points come out. Now remember, with the points, points does not necessarily mean you're guaranteed a win or a title shot, but it does go a long way in terms of determining winners, so points could mean a lot here in this match. So, who is Big Treasy? I'm curious. So, Mel, who do you think is going to be then the 3 winners?
Well, I'm probably gonna throw this a little bit out of a loop, but I think the Jublazer will be one of the winners of the riches, for sure.
Okay.
I think. Second one for the riches. I don't know. That one's a really tough one. I could see possibly Rachel Redding getting that kind of an upset.
Okay.
And then for the rag, I could see Kayla getting it. Kind of an interesting setup right there.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
Very ironic, too.
Yeah. Oh, shout outs to Big Treasy, aka Gray Malone, in the chat. Alright, some of the winners we have coming out. Who's got a plane flying behind them?
Mel.
Oh, Mel. God damn it, Mel.
Those are
Goddamn it,
police
Mel.
sirens.
God,
Those are police
they're,
sirens.
They're looking for you.
That's it. They're
No,
looking for
they're-
you. Alright, so we have, Mike says Zarya, Kayla, and Rachel Redding. AJ says Kayla, Blazer, and Tillman. Flex says Tillman, Kayla, and Rachel. Wow, we're getting some repeats here. Tillman says Blazer, Chuck, and Tillman. Juliana says Zarya, Richards, and Tillman. Jeez, everybody's kind of picking the same people. So, let's see here, getting caught up. If Kayla gets the rack, she's washing it, then using chloroform to drug one of the winners and pin them. That would be a sweet angle, actually. I fucking like that.
Wow. That's
We-
smart.
We will see how it goes. My pick is John Blade to win the qualifier, and then John Blade to win it all, and then to beat the winner of Shields and Yuji. So John Blade will be our heavyweight champion, and then the Fed will collapse upon itself. So yeah, Russell Force. The card will be coming out just after we get off the show. I just need to go through some of the individual descriptions of the matches. I'm going to discuss West Coast Genesis a little bit, and then I'm going to do a little bit of the 2017 AFI. Did you both want to stick around for that?
For what?
West Coast Genesis,
Sure thing.
and then the all-female Invitational. I figure that's a no for you.
I mean, I guess I could stick around.
That's up to you. I don't care.
Oh, I don't care.
All right, whatever. With West Coast Genesis, I'll briefly go over. We had the road show. Now we have the road shows in Redemption between the main stops. We have these individual little, essentially live events or house shows. It's something that I've kind of been trying to do to push more activity. It's especially important with West Coast Genesis because they are monthly shows. So with Redemption, we usually have 2 house shows before 2 of the shows. Now we have 3 with West Coast Genesis. The nice thing about West Coast Genesis this month, it was all essentially a tournament for a qualifier for the Rags to Riches. We had 3 stops. I know I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly, and Rob or Mel are going to probably correct me. It's Mission Viejo, California. I have no clue how to pronounce it.
Mission Viejo.
Okay, Viejo. Pomona, and then Moreno Valley. We had Juliana De Maria defeat Jess Hardy. Lucifer Salvatore beat Gunnar Wall. Scotty Latimer beat Jimmy Lane. Danny LeBlanc beat Izzy Rocks. Karsten Dare beat Damian Salvatore. Rachel Redding beat Ruby Rose. Donovan Bash beat Jack Santore. I'm guessing it's Italian. Tornado. I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. Descendenado beat Chris Mosh. We had Ryan Keys beat Christian Bain, and then Austin Blackwell beat Kaiji Sugiwara for the first round in Mission Viejo, California. We then had the second stop, which was Pomona, California. We had Juliana De Maria pick up a win over Ryan Keys. That's a big thing. Ryan Keys is the West Coast champion. And with that, Juliana actually earned herself a title shot at the next pay-per-view, which is Crossroad Rise. That's at the Forum in Inglewood, California, coming up in a month and a half. Karsten Dare beat Donovan Bash. We had Scotty Latimer beat Lucifer Salvatore. Danny LeBlanc lost to Rachel Redding. And then Austin Blackwell beat Tornado to move on to the finals. Then the third show was in Moreno Valley, California. Rachel Redding beat Juliana De Maria. Huge upset there. Then we had a triple threat, Austin versus Donovan versus Scotty, and Scotty Latimer came out of that. So in the finals match, it was Scotty Latimer taking on Rachel Redding, and winner and earning a spot in the Rags vs. 3 match, as we already know, Rachel Redding. So big ups to Rachel there. Anybody on the West Coast Genesis roster you'd like to see up on the main roster, Rob?
Rachel Redding.
Rachel Redding, okay. Anybody else other than her?
No.
Fair enough. That was a solid no. Mel, are you back? Okay, no problem. That leads us into I just want to go over the card real quick. This is the 3rd episode of Hype for West Coast Genesis from Riverside, California. Opening match is Austin Blackwell taking on Chris Mosh. We have match number 2 is Donovan versus Tornado. Match 3 is Carson and Kaiji. Match 4 is Jess Hardy taking on Christian Bain. Match 5 is Jack Santori taking on Ruby Rose. Match 6 is Danny LeBlanc taking on Rachel Redding. Match 7 is Izzy Rocks taking on Jimmy Lane. The semi-main is a tag team match between the Messiahs, Damien and Lucifer, taking on Scotty Latimer and Juliana Di Maria. Scotty and Juliana is kind of a thrown together tag team here, so we'll see what happens there. And then in the main event is a non-title match, Ryan Keys taking on Gunnar Wall. Gunnar was attacking Ruby Rose, and Ryan came to the save, so he kind of got a little bit of a match there going that was granted. We are doing a guest GM on West Coast Genesis until a permanent GM is located. Emma Dillon was the GM, but she was released. Last show we had Elsie Jackson, who is the now Hall of Famer for Redemption. This month, June, is going to be the next show, is Honey, one half of the Young Cubs. So we have interest to see how that goes. And then, so we'll see who becomes the general manager in the future. Yeah, Rob, I know you're not. It's okay. And I need to silence my phone. Mel, are you there then?
Hey, yes.
All right.
Hi, I'm here.
Mel, do you keep up with West Coast Genesis at all?
No, she doesn't.
I have been a little bit, yes.
Anybody on the roster you're interested to see move up?
Ooh. Current champion. Oh my god, I don't know. Yara!
Ryan Keys?
Ryan Keys. I really like him.
Okay, very cool.
I really like him.
And then we have, so like I said, we have Juliana Di Maria and Ryan Keys at Crossroad Rise, which is in July. But in June, we're going to name the first ever South Bay champion. For those that don't know, South Bay is an area of Los Angeles. This is what Aurora's handler was explaining to me, so kind of came up with that. And the people in that match, crap, I need to remember. I'll tell you here in 1 second.
South Bay Championship.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I know one particular individual who'd be interested in that.
I know it's Austin, Danny, Ruby Rose, Donovan, and Jess Hardy, I think, maybe? I don't have it in front of me.
What are you looking for?
Trying to find who I announced. Here we go. Ruby has it. Austin, Danny, Donovan, Ruby, and Jess. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. So those, they'll be dueling it out with each other to determine who the first ever South Bay champion will be, and that's kind of like the mid-card title in West Coast Genesis. Since we're maintaining a waiting list, we can afford to have a second belt. Now I know that the Messiahs have kind of talked to me a bit about having a tag team title. Fortunately, it's hard enough to keep a tag team title in Redemption with 30 to 40 people on the roster. So with only 20 people on the roster in West Coast Genesis, unfortunately, it's not easy because we have two teams. We have Seventh Circle and we have Messiahs, and that's 4 out of 20 people essentially. So unfortunately, that's just kind of hard to keep. Any observations about Redemption or Russell Force or West Coast Genesis from either of you before I get into some of the all-female invitational stuff?
No.
Wow, Rob.
Jeez.
I want to get to the all invitational female stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking forward to what both companies have to bring.
I'm just sending out a quick tweet here. Alright, so that is tweeted. Okay, so we have announced some matches already. Let me bring those up. Yeah, AJ, just let me know if you want to add her to the list. I'll put her on there. Round 1 matches so far. For those that don't know, we are having a 64 female tournament. Round 1 will be taking place on June the 18th. That is the first Glory after WrestleForce. The first few rounds will be all summarized results. These are females from all companies and including free agents. This is a all-female invitational. This is something that I've been actually thinking about since late last year, as early as the end of NGW still. So, round 1 is A-Net versus Ruby Rose Lance. Both of them are representing West Coast Genesis. Kayla Richards from Redemption taking on Summer from DWF. Sadie Wilson taking on Dawn Lohan. Both are free agents. Rachel Redding from West Coast Genesis taking on Callie Kate from Hybrid. Gaia from UKWF taking on Evelyn Cooler from Twin City Wrestling. Aurora Graves from Redemption taking on Donna Rotten from BCW. Honey from Redemption taking on Blair from Redemption, which that'll make that even more interesting since Blair's battling with Trixie, and Trixie and Honey are cousins. We then have Camila Abrines, I think is how you pronounce it, Rob?
I don't know. I stole it from an NBA player. I think it's a Breen.
Breen's, okay. From Portland Pro, taking on Trixie from Redemption. Mia Fallon from Portland Pro, taking on Juliana Mendoza, who's a free agent. McKenna Hardy from Proving Grounds, taking on Brittany from FIW. Alright, so let me go ahead and... I got a bajillion screens open. Hold on one second.
Camilla Abrines, yeah.
Out of those early matches, is there any favorites you guys have other than yourself, Rob?
Yeah, Camilla, that's it.
Well, that's you, so I said other than yourself.
I don't give a shit
Wow.
about anyone else.
Wow. And
Damn, arrogant.
good night, Tillman.
Night, Tillman.
And for those...
Sweet dreams.
One second. I got a bajillion screens open.
I mean, I don't know about showing a little bit of bias, but I mean, it would be nice to see like some of the people from Redemption win.
Yeah, that probably would be nice. You know, I just realized I logged out of my... I hope this doesn't fuck up my stream. Oh wait, no, it shouldn't. I think I should still be good. Hold on.
And you're still good, I think.
Yeah, because I'm bouncing around on different fucking things. Hold on one second. Everybody, I apologize. Again, I'm still getting used to all of this. Okay. Let me mute this. Alright, cool. Alright, yeah.
Rob, which one's your character?
Camilla.
Me. Yeah, he's Camilla.
You're Camilla?
Yeah, I'm Camilla.
Alright.
It me.
Here we go. It me. I'm bringing
I
up...
listed off all my characters earlier.
Yeah, a shit ton. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and announce... See, we've announced 1 through 10. I will announce 11 through 20 right now, because we have 32 matches in the first round. So, let's see... Announcing 10 matches now. Alright. Okay, so here we go. Match number 11... Redemption's own Coda is taking on Hope Cassidy. Match number 12, Sapphire is taking on Zoe Madigan Starr. I don't have these people's feds on this screen, so I'm not going to announce them, but once I do the graphics and tweet them out, I will go ahead and announce them there. So once again, we have Coda versus Hope Cassidy for number 11. Number 12 is Sapphire taking on Zoe Madigan Starr. Match 13 is Lowry Moss taking on Polly Pocket. Match number 14 is Lava taking on Danny LeBlanc. That's West Coast Genesis' own Danny LeBlanc. We have Redemption's Caroline O'Hara Burchell taking on Betsy Granger. We have Starlight taking on Megan Trayman. Number 17, we have Redemption's own Kaylee Cassie is making her return to in-ring action, taking on Trisha Reinhardt. Match 18 is Gina Neon taking on Venus, who Venus is going to be part of West Coast Genesis. She is part of the Messiahs. Match 19 is Adeline LaRue taking on Eliza Valentine. And then match 20 is Kenzie Rydell taking on Chrissy Spencer. So once again, I'll go over those matches. We have Coda and Hope Cassidy, Sapphire and Zoe Madigan Starr, Laurie Moss and Polly Pocket, Lava and Danny LeBlanc, Caroline O'Hara Burchill and Betsy Granger, Starlight and Megan Tremon, Kaylee Cassie and Trisha Reinhardt, Gina Neon and Venus, Adeline LaRue and Eliza Valentine, and then Kenzie Rydell and Chrissy Spencer. Now, the remaining matches will all be announced this coming weekend, the weekend before WrestleForce. I will announce the rest of them then. So, we go ahead and name those off. I think that's about it. Is there anything else you two have? I guess not.
I just want to say that I'm very nice. I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
Ruby Rose, I'm nice.
Yeah, he's
I'm a nice person.
Rob is a nice person. He's just always multitasking, and he has some sort of attention deficit disorder. He just loses it. I mean, this is not the first time. He just drifts off all the time.
I'm the drifter.
Yeah.
I'm that guy on Raw that running around with the guitar.
Speaking of which, God, I'm so behind in wrestling. I'm up to the Raw before Payback, so I need to get caught up. I just been working so much, but I did see the very end. Spoilers for those that haven't seen NXT TakeOver for this past weekend. Please mute it for like a minute. But I watched the very, very end of Tommaso putting Gargano through that table. That was a fucking amazing heel turn. I guess
That's how you do it.
I guess they're both getting called up, but individually, which I was hoping for they get caught up as a team to SmackDown. But I'm excited to see what they do with the both of them. I'm very, very interested. So we'll see how that goes. Anybody in the chat room have any questions or anything they want to point out? Now is the time to do that. Make sure you check out WrestleForce. WrestleForce card will be coming out here just after the show ends. It'll be in Toronto, Ontario on June the 4th. And then we have West Coast Genesis Hype, episode 3 will be the week after, June the 10th. Anything else, Mel, you have, or Rob, you have, before we go ahead and end this up?
No, it's kind of surprising that I haven't heard either Zarya or Jessica in the tournament, and I'm like, I wonder what's going to happen there.
Let's see. I have the whole thing in front of me. Let's see. There. Okay, there's that. Oh, I see who they're fighting. Is Flex still in the chat?
Maybe.
No, he is not. Okay. I wasn't sure. Oh, because I believe he handles somebody specific, but I wasn't sure. Okay. All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna go ahead. We do have an official theme for WrestleForce. I'm gonna try to do these for the big pay-per-views. Oh, he is here. Do you make it known what other characters you handle? Because if so, I'm happy to announce one more match, but I don't know if it's known, so I don't want to spoil anything. I don't like doing that to people. And there's like a 10-second delay with the messages, so I mean with me talking, the people listening, so. Because I don't want to. I didn't want to say who a certain character was, Flex, that you also handle. Oh, okay. Just making sure we're low. Okay, cool. So I'll go ahead and announce this right now. Another match. It'll be Merlo Ayano, I believe it's pronounced, taking on Zarya Karloff.
Wow.
So there you go. There's
nice.
there's another first round match for you. I just want to. I don't want to put you on the spot or anything. So, all right. So I'll get those graphics done, and then I will go ahead and post up. Oh, in terms of the waiting list, I'll go over that real quick with my last things. I have Drake talking about it. Yeah, people complain about the waiting list. Unfortunately, I do want to maintain a cap for obvious reasons, but we go through the waiting list pretty quickly. So in terms of Redemption, we have 2 mystery members that are debuting at WrestleForce. We have Jonathan Drake will be debuting probably after the Glory after WrestleForce, and then another mystery member as well coming off after WrestleForce. Justin Harmony no-showed. He hasn't tweeted since the 9th, and he's been a known flake. So if I don't hear from him in the next few days, he's going to be dropped, and I'm going to add somebody else to that qualifier match. If so, we could potentially see the character's name's The Robot come off. I have a feeling that he's not going to show. So then we have, right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people on the Redemption waiting list. The Robot, a mystery member, Zane, Reginald Dempshaw III, Michael Wynn, 2 mystery members, Lava, and Alex Jones. So typically people ask how long the waiting list goes. It all depends on how fast people drop off and things like that. Can you hear me, Rob?
Yeah, I can hear you. What?
Oh, Mel says she can't hear anything. I don't know why.
Bye, Mel.
So, typically it depends on how fast people drop off, but I would say every month, we usually rotate a couple of people. Some months are better. I mean, we've dropped 5 or 6 at a time before, and we've gone 1 or 2 shows with dropping nobody. So I potentially try to get through people as quickly as I can. If WCG people want to get caught up to the main roster, if you want to do it to where people know, just go ahead and post, or just let me know, and I can add you to the list either as your name or as a mystery member, so we can do like a special NXT sort of like call up. So if you're interested in calling up, message me privately, and we can go ahead and handle that. That's not a problem. In terms of, let's see here, the West Coast Genesis. Let's see, we have CJ Lawson, Venus, Jonathan Drake, Zane, Zach Sears, and then now Mad Dog Murphy. Drake and Zane are on both lists, so once they come off one list, they'll be coming off the other list potentially. So that can make things go by pretty quickly as well. But I think that's all we have. So, like I said, we have an official theme to WrestleForce. It is Born for Greatness by Papa Roach. Thank you, Mel, for joining me, and thank you, Rob, for joining me as well. I appreciate it. If I do it again after WrestleForce in 2 weeks, which I'm hoping to, you guys are more than welcome to come on. And for any of the listeners, if you guys are interested in doing it, just hit me up. We just do it via Skype. I'm going to go ahead and end the Skype call now. Thank you, Mel, again. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it, both of you.
Thank you very much for having us.
Not a problem.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Bye. Alright, and that call is over with. Alright, thank you everybody that was in the chat. I really, really appreciate it. AJ, Danny, Flex, Juliana, Mike, Rob, Ruby Rose, Mel. I know we had some other people. Tillman was in there, among others. Thank you all. Gray Malone as well. Thank you all very much. This has been Redemption Radio Episode 1. And hopefully we will see you in 2 weeks. You guys have a good one.
Shame us, but they don't speak the language. No, we're not nameless, we're faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were